All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is day 8 of our small account challenge, and today's the day after Thanksgiving, so we didn't trade yesterday because the market was closed. Today is a shorter day. Market's only open until 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And usually that means there's not much opportunity. There's not as many traders in the market, and there's very low expectations of what the results could potentially be. However, we can see, as I have up on screen share here, um, I've had the best day that I've had in the small account challenge so far today. So really a pleasant surprise. Thankful. I'm not from the United States, but I'm thankful, and Thanksgiving, right? So I'm thankful for a really solid day today, and I would say it actually was pretty stress free. And I think a big part of that is because if I just pull up here my alignment, so we can see in the alignment here, there's not a lot of range in the overall market. It's just kind of trending sideways. And that's normal for what happens on the day after Thanksgiving. You won't see a big range in the overall market. And I think that's, part of the reason why the moves today were much more predictable, because we didn't have, algorithmic pulls occurring based on, a bullish move in the SPX, or, in the chip sector. There's a bearish move in the chip sector, or you're trying to trade tech, and then, you're trying to trade a tech stock going long, while, tech in general is pulling back. So, alignment is an important part of trading, and today you didn't really have to worry about that a whole lot, because everything's just kind of moving sideways. And so it was just okay. Let's just focus on the name and focus on the pattern. And it was really refreshing, because I feel like prior to the pandemic, and prior to this craziness in markets, we weren't seeing a lot of this. And it's been so long, we can forget what some of those easier days can look like. And usually that'll be, if we do get an easier day, it might be where there's not a huge gap up or down in the market, and it's just opened flat the next day, and then we can kind of project things a little bit better. But gap ups and gap downs can be a little bit harder to trade when the overall market is doing something. So I think that's what we're seeing today. And so anyways, I traded NVAX here. NVAX, that's one of the things that's really moving today is vaccines. There might be FDA approvals coming through soon, next week. And I think there's a little bit of optimism on Novavax. The other one was Moderna that was moving today. I didn't trade Moderna. I thought Novavax, NVAX had a better daily chart here. I was eyeing it pre-market, and so I thought it might have some good potential to move, and it did. It was on the pre-market watch list. My big stocks that I was watching in the pre-market were NVAX, Sorrento, um, WYY, and FSR. Those are my big stocks I was watching, and then and PLTR as well. And and then in terms of a swing trade, I was looking at Jinko Solar. I like the way that looked, and JKS. So, anyways, I'll run through these quickly. Pre-market pattern here, right? We had this pre-market pattern here. It dropped down, held the lows here pretty nicely, came back up, and as soon as it started to break over 111, I got long, took some profit, and I could have definitely held it a lot longer. From 111 to 116 it moved. um, Again, small account challenge, I'm focused on taking the profits as they come, but there were a lot of opportunities today for greater profits, but that's okay. And then again here, consolidated sideways, got long, breakout right here over 115.35, and boom, it exploded upward. And then I tried actually to take um, volume top here. It wasn't a huge volume top, so I tried to trade this, got short, and then ended up turning around. So I took a bit of a loss here, but then I also got flipped long as it broke over the 125 mark. I flipped long, and look at that big move here, pushed up. Then I took another short here on a much more influential volume top here. Obviously, we can see the high day volume candle, and then pulled back, and I made a little bit of profit here. Again, could have held it longer. It went straight to the VWAP like a volume top generally does, and because that's equilibrium, and so I got some smaller profits than were potentially there, but that's okay because at the end of the day, we still have the best day that we've had since starting the challenge, and we can see MVAX is coming back up again. So one of the other stocks I traded quickly moved with FLSR here. It made a nice move as it broke over this pre-market here, right? You see the pattern at a pre-market high here where it just tapped 21.85. I got long over that level, pushed up here, and we took some profits again. Could have made more. It broke over 21.85 and went to 23.63, so 2 points very quickly. I made a couple $100 there. It's okay. And that was it. And then it just topped out here and it's pulled back since. What else do we say? PLTR. Planeteer. So this one was actually quite a surprise. Again, could have taken more profits, but I had the pre-market pattern set out here on the pivot, pre-market highs. We took a long over here as it broke through 32, ran up to 33, and I took some profits along the way and ended up hitting 33.50. So again, a really nice move, break of the pattern. There's no, everything was clean. There wasn't a breakout in the hit resistance and flush down fast or anything like that. And I think again that was partially due to the market being in the state that it was. And then the other one, I had an order set in my swing trade account, and I'm a little bit annoyed about it, but it is what it is. My other swing today on Penn is doing well, so but I had this, so I'm gonna pull up the hourly chart here. So this is hourly chart. You can see it on the daily chart here as well. So I was eyeing this. This is a macro setup. It's a big setup, right? This is a big move. It's a giant bull flag that we have here. And so I was watching this as it started to break out. I was looking at it about 72.50-ish, but also considering an entry here over 70. But anyways, broke out the flag pattern here, and you can just see the power of the move. Went from pre-market, it was trading around pretty low actually, so around 69, and then it moved all the way up to 76 on 8 or 7-point move. Really strong, and I think this is now probably going to continue higher. I would not be surprised to see this run up to $89. These macro breakouts are really strong, so these are ones that you look for. But again, all comes back to the daily chart here. So those are the big ones that we traded. Obviously, like I said, it's pretty solid. I believe this, like I said, this is our 8th day, I believe, so it'll be 8 green days in a row. But 75% growth in the account. 689.90 or 690 there. Lower shares traded, meaning commissions will be lower, solid, and growth. And we had started day equity for 4,040, and then so you had that growth. So now we're at about 75%, right? Again, creating a little bit of cushion, and now we can start the week, go into the weekend nice, feeling good. That's what we want. So it was a good week this week. Overall, could have been more profits, but that's okay. We're making profits when there could have been more. I know I can trade better, so I'm going to keep working on that, but I am starting to see things clearly, and I hope we get a few more days like this where there's structure within the market. So that's today, and we'll get back to it next week.